Hi there, and welcome to my project presentation for Computer Science 482 Human-Computer Interaction for Athabasca University. My project was an inventory solution for the small company Los Gueros, based in Vancouver, British Columbia. So the topics of this video presentation are the following. I'm going to share the project scope and the purpose of the design, the main task covered in the interface, the descriptions on how walkthroughs were performed, details on how low-fidelity prototypes were developed and evaluated, technologies used, design rationale for the interface, and at the end I will show you some screenshots of the final solution. So the scope and the purpose of the design. The inventory management for the small company include the following. Add different types of inventory, add or subtract amounts of different items in inventory, calculate the cost of an order and the cost of delivery, view sales, view inventory. So the purpose, create an interface that completes its function, it being inventory management in this case, communicates information effectively, and is easy to look at. An inventory management interface that conveys the inventory information easily. A little background on how this project came to be or why I decided this project is because this is a solution that I will eventually want to use in my own small company, as we often have trouble with managing inventory in different locations, calculating costs where people ask us suddenly what something will cost, deciding if making a trip is worth it to different parts of the city with the amount of tortillas that we're selling, because the company sells tortillas, and stuff like that. So these are the main tasks covered in the interface. You can view inventory per location, update inventory after a sale is done, update inventory after a day of production, a way to view sales, calculate what an order will cost, calculate what a delivery will cost, and also add different types of inventory. So the walkthroughs were performed by different people with different backgrounds as stated in the report, in the written report. But in general, it was performed by 3 people. Myself, my business partner, which I considered was important since he would also be using the interface, and someone with no knowledge on what the project purpose is or what exactly they were supposed to look at. So no prior knowledge. So for the people that were doing the walkthrough, I decided to give very little information of how to go through interface. So I just listed different tasks that they had to perform and see how kind of they interacted with interface. And I also wrote down some of the things that I would see that they were having trouble with, or something that were easier to them. And also I compiled a list of comments on the interface after they were doing the tasks. All of that is shown in the project report. So how were the prototypes developed? The prototypes were developed with the following criteria in mind. I wanted the prototype to be easy to navigate and use, so to have navigability. I wanted the platform to be that you wouldn't require much training to use it, so therefore not wasting a lot of time on training people to use the platform. Minimalistic, so although as you will see there in the screenshots, there are a couple of different options for how to navigate. It seems, and also from my observations, that's pretty easy to navigate anyway, but minimalistic. So I did not want to have that many things going on. Informative. I wanted, so for the sections where you see information, I wanted it to be easy to see what was going on, see the orders, see sales, inventory, just to be able to tell or to find information with a quick glance. How were the prototypes evaluated? Again, the walkthrough was done by 3 people, myself, my business partner, and another person. The observations were written down, so I recorded whatever I could on the use of the platform by the different people. And I used the evaluation of the prototype by keeping in mind the Nielsen's 10 heuristics, which are also, well, there's an explanation of that as well in the written report. So for the initial prototype drawings, I used this platform called Balsamiq, website listed there, balsamiq.com. It's a pretty easy platform to do prototyping. I would recommend it, and I would definitely use it again if I require to do more prototypes of this kind. And for implementation, I used Java. And the reasons are because it had flexible user interface elements, which I liked. It's a language that I've had most experience with since I started studying computer science. And it was, since because of the flexible UI elements, it was easier to replicate the initial prototype drawings. Design rationale for the interface. So basically, there's one main dashboard that you can use to navigate different screens for easy navigability. There's no screen nesting, so I thought that was going to be easier. That was going to make it easier to use. There's tables for displaying inventory and sales with information for simple viewing instead of per item or per sale information basis, and big buttons instead of small ones to avoid mistakenly clicking on a button that you did not want to click. So here are some screenshots of the final implementation of prototype. As you can see, main dashboard. There's big buttons on either side with a company name in the middle for easier navigability, so you can clearly see where you're going. There's the production screen. There's a confirmation before you're actually at the production to make sure that when you enter, it's exactly what you want to put into the software. And here you have the delivery cost calculator, also with a prompt to make sure that you entered valid values. And that's it. So thank you for listening to my presentation, and it was fun to work on this project.